we're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, me like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me, you got me losing sleep.
Well, it's Friday again. It's been a few days since we had to put Bailey down. So we're still just taking it day by day. Every day's a little bit different, a little bit better at times, but then emotions and grief just kind of hits you, and it's kind of crazy. But also, it's been a really strange week because my kids have been out of school all week long due to the snow and ice. Also, it's extremely cold. It was like -5 this morning. So they've been out of school all week. They're home right now with my mom, out of the house, checking on the gym. So I'm in the gym parking lot, checking on the gym, the heat, just because it's been so cold. And then going down to the grocery store to pick up a few things for my mom, but to get out of the house. Also, as you saw, we went to couple thrift stores, went to a gymnastics place yesterday just to get the kids out of the house, but I picked up a few things for the gym at the thrift store, so dropping them off today. But I do want to talk a little bit about grief, and I will here later on in this video, just why this grief is. I've been dealing with grief for 28 years, almost 28 years, and when grief happens, or when death happens, and I haven't had death happen in a while, fortunately, it really just triggers a lot of emotions, not just from this current grief or this current death that we're dealing with. It's more of the past grief that never really truly healed from, and it just brings that all back up, and it literally makes me sick to my stomach. Like this week, I'm not sick, but like right now there's just a knot in my stomach, and it's been there ever since Tuesday. I'll eat, and then it just hits me, but it's been there. Like I ate breakfast like 3 hours ago now almost, and like there's just this knot. I think it's grief. But anyway, I'll talk more about it later on, but let's go check on the gym, bring you guys along a little bit. Had to switch to the GoPro as my other camera battery cannot keep up. But I brought the GoPro. So a couple things I wanted to kind of show that I got at the thrift store. So I'm always love thrifting, but of course, who doesn't like to find deals? But I found some new clips for the gym. We have a couple sets. One set actually broke, but $1.50 for 2 pink clips to put on the bars. Perfect. Got another Steph. We have one, it's back there. This one looks just like it. $4 for another Steph, it's a little bit smaller. And then we got the Wilson NBA basketball. New, more indoor style basketball. We have a couple here, but they're more outdoor style. $8, which can be kind of pricey, but it's a Wilson. And it's actually pumped up and everything. So, doesn't bounce though, but let me get this pumped up, put this stuff away, and then we're going to head to the grocery store. A note though, the heat is running. That heater's been running like literally all week long. The bill for this is going to be absolutely insane. That's why people say go support local, because it's not the fact that people aren't using the gym. Like I've had to cancel clients and classes this week. It's the fact that these bills are insane. I'm trying to see if this one will kick on, which I'm hoping it will. Yep. So that one just clicked on. So we got 2 heaters. So that one just clicked on, which is a good sign. So I'm going to let it run a little while I'm in here. That one's been running the whole time, like all week, but just clicked it on. So make sure they're running, keeping everything going. So let's pump up this basketball, take the tape off. So I mentioned that I wanted to talk about grief. And so this is what this clip's going to be kind of about, is talking about grief. So it's been a week now. It's Tuesday, the 3rd, February 3rd. So it's been 1 week since Bailey passed. And it's been one of the most interesting weeks of my life. I have literally been forced to sit in this grief, unlike prior times where I would keep myself so super busy that I didn't have time to actually grieve. And that has kind of hindered me through many, many years. But most of us, when grief hits, because it is so difficult to handle, to deal with, we push it. We push it away, push it away, push it away. We never actually sit in it. And with this ice storm, snowstorm that we got, it has forced me to sit in it. Kids were out of school all week last week. Had canceled most of my coaching. I did train a couple people, but for the most part, I was stuck here. And at times I would get out of the house because it was kind of hard, especially evening times. But in the most part of the week, I was here, sitting in grief. And there's different stages of grief when you actually sit in it and allow it to happen. And again, we don't talk about it enough. And the one thing that I want to talk about, the grief that nobody talks about, and people can probably think you're a little crazy, is the physical grief of it hitting your stomach and where you feel like you're sick or you're ill. In reality, you're not. It's just your nervous system has been on point, just on for me, it was so many months and weeks leading up to Bailey, that once that is over, once the emotional part of grief has come, it's not gone, but it's processing, it's kind of going away. Now it was hitting me in my gut. So Sunday morning, I woke up, honestly didn't want to get out of bed, had no motivation, no desire. But I have 2 kids who forced me, literally dragged me out of bed. And when I woke up, I just noticed an off feeling in my stomach. Felt ill, didn't really want to eat, there was a knot. Just this knot. And I knew I wasn't sick. I knew it wasn't an illness coming on. I knew it was grief because it just felt different. And it literally felt like grief, just hitting my gut. So it was really hard to eat. Had no desire to do anything. Honestly, it was a hard day. I did have to go meet somebody at the gym on Sunday afternoon, and so, which was good to get out of the house. Give you some desire to get up and go. But I wanted just to talk about this nervous system in your gut and the grief. And I kind of wanted to read something about this. So I'm going to read it from my phone. But there's a direct physical connection between your brain and your digestive system called the gut-brain axis. When you're grieving, your body is often sitting in a quiet, constant stress response. Even if you're not actively crying or thinking about it, that stress response changes how your stomach and intestines function. And so common grief-related stomach symptoms can be nausea, queasiness, sour or uneasy stomach, loss of appetite or feeling full fast, random waves of nausea, diarrhea or constipation, bloating, tight knotted feeling in the belly, acid reflux, feeling like you might throw up but don't. And what's happening psychologically is stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline slow digestion. The stress hormones will slow your digestion. Blood flow shifts away from the gut, stomach acid changes, muscles in the GI tract tighten, your vagus nerve, huge grief player, gets dysregulated. And this is why some people will be like, I feel sick to my stomach with grief. And if you've ever heard that, you might think that they're crazy or they're like, what? it's a true response. It's a true response. And it can show up weeks after the event happens. It doesn't have to be like this happened 5 days after Bailey passed. It can show up anytime. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody's initial, shock of the whatever you're grieving from might last longer. But it can come up at any moment. And like for me, like my body was carrying a lot of an emotional, a lot emotionally. And it was just basically saying I can't hold this quietly anymore. So physically it was trying to show me just that it was done. But yeah, it's just, you're not sick, you're processing something very heavy, and your stomach is just part of the story your body is telling. So when we talk about grief, it's all like here, emotionally crying, just everything in your head. And in reality, it kind of shifts down and starts to hit other areas. And that's what I was dealing with, on Sunday. And even a little bit into Monday, had some burps. It was just interesting. But there's just a knot. And almost like something's missing, right? And in our lives the past week, there is something missing. It's really extremely quiet here. Bailey was a big time barker. For me, I don't have to take care of her anymore. I would feed her 2 different meals a day. I would literally take it to her bed. She got up, I would help her up and get her outside, clean up any messes she would make, cover her up with a blanket because she was cold. It was cold out. All of that went away like that. And it was like, what do I do? And with the kids being out of school, it was just interesting that I had to sit in this grief, which in turn, it's been a week and each day is better. Each day I don't feel this emotional part of the grief, the gut's feeling better. It's going to take time, and there will be other moments I'm sure that will come up, and those emotions will come back. Things will start happening. I'll probably think of her. I've called Hazel Bailey a few different times, which never did prior, but now it's for some reason Bailey's on my mind. And we have no closure yet. We still have to find Bailey's, final resting place. And that's kind of a stressor that I'm still dealing with. So I'm sure once we get to that point, when the weather breaks and we finally can put her in her resting place, that I will probably go through all those emotions again. Or I feel I will. I mean, right now I feel okay with it. I do when I lay down at night, my initial thoughts are Bailey in her body right now and where it is and how it's not in the final resting spot, and just having to go through all that. That's what I think about right now at night. And so I feel okay. Like, thinking about those things don't get me too worked up. I just can't fall asleep at night because I'm thinking about those things. But I know when I go to figure this all out and we actually go and start digging a hole and moving her body, all those things are going to trigger stuff. But I do hope that will bring some closure, and I can hopefully finally lay my head down at night and fall right to sleep. Because we've been sleeping a lot. With my kids being out of school, I've been sleeping over 9+ hours a night, and I still just feel like right now I feel just exhausted. But I'm also wearing myself out mentally. Like, I start smiling and I get upset, right? I shouldn't be smiling. I'm still grieving. But it's okay to smile. It's okay to move on, and be happy. Like, we can't just sit in this and just sit. We have to move forward. And I like using the term moving forward than moving on, because moving forward to me is moving forward, going in the right direction, and still remembering the good times we had with Bailey and remembering her. Moving on to me feels like we put her behind and we don't ever think about her again. So that's how I take it. So moving forward It's okay to smile. It's okay to run in the house and be happy that Bailey's not here to bark at us, because that was a big stressor. It's okay to play ball, let Ethan and Connor play and not have to yell at them because they're making Bailey upset. It's okay to enjoy those things. It's okay. It's okay. And that's what I try to tell myself right now. It's okay, Steph. It's okay. Bailey was a big part of my life. Just like people, you know, just like Hazel, just like homes. Some homes are a big part of your life. And when it's time to move forward and move to different directions, it's okay to grieve them. It's okay to be saddened, but it's also okay to enjoy what life can give us, even though life is extremely hard. People come and go a lot. Animals come and go a lot. The days come and go. You have good days, you have bad days. And so just understanding, trying to give myself grace is one of the hardest things. So this went a little bit longer than what I wanted and anticipated, but I wanted to talk about grief a little bit because it's not talked about enough. I don't feel, but life is extremely difficult. And I'm not saying that I am in the best place possible, but I will say I have 3 people right now that weren't in my lives many years ago when I was dealing with some stuff. So these 3 people have helped me this past week tremendously, to talk about Bailey, to talk about, give me safe spots, safe places to talk. And so if you need those safe places, find them, because those people have helped a lot. So anyway, yeah, it's okay to grieve. And it's okay to feel weird in your stomach, to feel grief in different ways. We all grieve differently, but I just wanted to share that. Yeah. All right, so I wanted to share what came in the mail today. 1 week after Bailey passed, so this came today. Exactly 1 week, so we're gonna rip this open. As you can see, I didn't realize how it comes all squashed up, so. Look at this. It's like a live baby. When I saw this, and the company that makes this, it's exactly what I wanted. I want another chance to hug her. I don't know how I feel. That's what I miss. That's why I want this. So I can hug her anytime. Look at that. I'll be sleeping with this tonight, that's for sure. It's so good, both sides. So, I'm gonna end this brief video at the gym, as you can tell, just with something that I saw the other day that was like so true. So I just want to read this to you to kind of end this video about grief and moving forward and whatnot. So, grief is like glitter. In the beginning, it's everywhere, on your hands, in your hair, scattered across every corner of your life. You try to clean it up to restore some sense of order. And for a while, it seems like you've succeeded. But then one day, you move a sofa or open a forgotten drawer, and there it is again. A tiny sparkle that catches the light, and it reminds you of what you lost. It doesn't go away completely. It settles, becomes quieter, less overwhelming. You learn to live with it, to carry it gently. And years later, when you find a bit of that glitter tucked behind a shelf, you might smile, maybe even laugh, because it reminds you of love, of connection, of someone who mattered deeply, or some animal. Eventually, something will catch your eye, a photo, a favorite song, a familiar scent, and instead of pain, you'll feel warmth. That's the quiet truth about grief. It stays with you, but it changes. It becomes part of your story, a soft echo of the love that never really left. That's kind of how I want to end, because I saw that and I'm like, that is exactly what grief is. It's glitter. It's overwhelming at first. It's everywhere. No matter, you think about something that's not even related, you cry. It's just literally just everywhere. And you try to clean it up. And you go through the stages of grief. You're trying to move on or move forward. And it never ever goes away, because glitter, as you know, is everywhere. And there's always can be a little sparkle somewhere. And that's what grief is. It's overwhelming at first, slowly goes away, but it never ever fully goes away. So that's where I wanted to kind of end this video. I'm about to get a workout in to kind of continue to move forward with life after grief in a way. But grief is always here. And when you grieve from, like I'm grieving from Bailey, it reminds me of all my grief that I've dealt with in my life. It reminds me of my dad's passing. It reminds me of so many things. And it wasn't always about losing Bailey and grieving Bailey. It was just about grief in general and how it just hits you. It's like I just had spilt glitter all back into my life again after Bailey passed. So let's move forward with life, still remembering Bailey, still remembering all the things, but just kind of wanted to make a video about grief. But we got to get some more joy back in our lives and find that joy, because life is extremely hard, but it can be very joyful at times too. So thank you for watching the video. If you like it, please hit that like button. If you want to see more on my story, on my journey through life, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Baby.